My sister and I just came back from a trip to Scotland where we spent 10 days driving around to different parts of the country, including the Orkney Islands, Isle of Skye, Inverness, Edinburgh, the Highlands, you name it, we covered it. But I want to do a video of my top castles that we visited in Scotland, a little castle hopping tour, if you will. The first on the list is Dunrobin Castle. It is a few hours north of Inverness. We actually stopped here along our way up to the Orkney Islands. It actually ended up being probably my favorite of the trip. It is a really cool tour on the inside, but the creme de la creme of this castle is the gardens. This is Cotter Castle. It is less than an hour outside of Inverness. It is built in the 14th century and has some ties to Shakespeare's Macbeth. And this one had an amazing tour on the inside, really cool to see past Cotter family history and present, but this one had two beautiful gardens to go visit. This is the Urquhart Castle on the shores of Loch Ness. It is obviously more of a castle ruin than fully intact, but it was still really cool to see and learn about its place in Scottish history. This is Castle St Clair, Gurnago. It is right along the coast. Again, we stopped here on our way up to Orkney Islands. It is free to visit right along the coast. It is less than a mile from where the car park is, and it's a beautiful walk to get here, and you're actually able to walk through the ruins that you see in front of me. Next are the Bishop and Earls palaces in Kirkwall on the Orkney Islands, which are two historic castle ruins that you can visit. The Bishop's Palace dates back all the way to the 12th century, and the Earl's Palace right across the street is from the 1600s. Both very cool castles to see if you're on Orkney Island. This is the Dunvegan Castle, which is probably Scotland's most iconic castle. It is actually sitting on its own little island where three lochs meet around it. It was originally built in the 13th century, but was unfortunately destroyed, but rebuilt in the 20th century. And it is the perfect stop to or from your way to Isle of Skye. This is Stirling Castle. It is a former residences of the kings and queens of Scotland, including Mary Queen of Scots. It is actually perched atop a volcanic rock, which offers incredible views when you're at the top visiting. It also was a cool castle to be able to go visit. A lot of the different halls or rooms were very intact to be able to go see, so I recommend this one. This is the Blackness Castle. It is a 15th century castle that has kind of been everything from a royal residence to a prison at one point in its history, and it's only 30 minutes outside of Edinburgh. I'd be remiss to talk about castles in Scotland and not talk about the Edinburgh Castle. This castle is over 1,000 years old and has been a key part of Scottish history, and I highly recommend taking a tour if you're coming to Scotland or Edinburgh in general.